Okay, guys, so we're back for a follow-up message for the fishing wire and the eye of the needle being linked. Just as a recap, I had an understanding last night. I awoke in the middle of the night, and I understood that the eye of the needle and the fishing wire were linked. And I also understood that there would be a narrow opening through the fishing wire for us to get through. So with that, and I kind of looked at some of the messages that I shared on the video yesterday. I went back into study to try and figure out what the Lord was speaking about the harvest within, the fish harvest within, and that the Lord would we would be on the waves and He would take us into safety. He also said that we had to pass through the waters in order to enter into His land. This is the message that we're speaking of here. Basically, it says that the outer rims are the areas closest to His realm, and those who pass through the waters shall be allowed entry upon the land. My Father's heart is with those who enter in, for He has selected and chosen who come forth at this time. We have heard and already understand that there are going to be stages of removal of people. And so He's basically saying here that it is due to levels of maturity within His children. Sin cannot enter in, and everyone's hearts must be clean and cleared out and pure. So He's also saying different stages of learning is where they are currently, but that was going to change soon. And so I left it the last video with the question: are each of these levels that are coming up the ladder here, are they different areas where we would be going to learn, maybe to understand, to increase our knowledge and level of maturity and walk within the Lord? So does this actually identify the different stages and different levels of maturity? Is that what the ladder is referring to? I think I still also have a question, because the Lord did say that it was within. Let's go back to that message that we had in the last video. Upon the waters you will go, be cast upon the waters to yield the harvest within, the fish harvest within. You may see many upon the water with you, but your purpose is specific for some. So the fish harvest within, so that kind of just tells you it is a level within us. It is where our heart is and what our understanding is and level of maturity is with our walk with the Lord, within us, in our inner being, as to what He is speaking of here. I guess my question would be, is this something that's going to be happening at some point in the future, or is this something that's already been happening? It is something that you have to ponder through. Are we already going through this? Have we already been going through the ladders of learning and levels or rungs even up the ladder? Have some made it up to the top of the ladder already within their walk with the Lord? Are some still in this area here? Are some still over here and hadn't turned the bend yet? We don't really know where we are exactly within the Lord, but He did say that everyone, that was going to change soon. So the places of safety that the Lord has identified with us, He has said it's more than one. He has said areas, plural, of safety. And we even questioned, was it because of Was it because of levels of understanding and maturity, or was it because of our purpose that we would all be kind of grouped together? Because the Lord did say, and when I asked him about the island, he told me I was there for rest, and he told me that I was there with people like me. And I remember and recall thinking, is it because we're alike? Is it because we have the same purpose and task within the Lord? But it appears now that the Lord is making some clarification. It is because of the levels of maturity. So we are going to be with people who are basically on the same level as we are. And it would be my assumption to say that we would be continuing to learn in order to get our hearts right. The message did say that they would have the Father's heart, and to mold our heart into the Father's heart, that would take a lot of learning and a lot of maturity and in our walk with the Lord. And so I just wanted to propose this information to you. I submit it for your discernment and prayer and discussion with the Lord. I did continue to look up to see exactly what these fish ladders, what somebody else might have said about a fish ladder, and I found something from Princeton that talks about the fish ladders. And it says the actual physical structure that allows the fish to climb or carries them to a higher elevation. And I thought, you know what, that is just so awesome that those are the words that was used. Is the ladder, which is the entire fishway system. Ladders can be classified in categories based upon, and let me get past this box they have inserted here, hydraulic design and function, and then they go in and identify the different types of fish ladders that we saw on Wikipedia. And Pool and Weir was one that we looked at, and it had the longest history of use. This is primarily to provide plunging flow and ample resting areas that provide leaping fish with assistance to move upstream. And so we see that this is there are resting areas. We've been told the island is an area, is a place of rest. Is it because that we're having to go climb this ladder before we get there? I don't know. Do we get a chance to rest in between? I don't really know. So I wanted to come down and see what it said about the vertical slot. And see, here we go about the vertical slot. And it says, like the Pool and Weir ladders, the vertical slot designs have distinct steps. Things we have to know, things we have to learn and understand. The basic design is a rectangular channel partitioned by baffles. So this is what they gotta go in. It's like an S. They gotta go in, gotta go in, gotta go in. They gotta get on up. So it's partitioned by baffles into resting pools. Here we go again, resting pools. Water flows and the fish swim from pool to pool through slots vertically. The vertical slot fishway was first developed was first developed for application at Hell's Gate, a barrier created by high velocity flow through a narrow gorge in a river in western Canada. Well, that's an interesting name that they have there. So fish are assumed to move from slot to slot in a nearly direct path. However, this has not been verified. Now, isn't that interesting? A nearly direct path. I know the Lord has always told me, stay straight. Stay straight. Don't veer to the left and don't veer to the right. He has told me that so many times. Stay straight. Well, I'm finding that this information here is very interesting indeed. Um, so the information that I'm finding, and to come back to this latter definition where we found that it's a graded series of stages or levels in status, a hierarchical order of position or rank, I would imagine that we can actually say it's stages or levels in maturity within the Lord, within our heart, and our walk within the Lord. So guys, it's just a really interesting bit of information that I was given last night. And yes, I thought I was done with the videos, but the Lord had a different idea, and so we are obedient to the Lord, but more than that, we're willing, Lord, to do as you ask us to do. So I submit this for your prayer and discernment, and if there's anybody else that's gotten any other information regarding this, some of you other YouTubers are hearing from the Lord, may have something that ties in directly with this as well. But I submit it for you. There will be a narrow opening for us to pass through. I don't know how exactly. I don't know how it's all going to play out. I don't know what all is going to be seen or occur, but I need for you all to rest assured that there is safe passage for God's children. So I just want to encourage you with that. And Father God, we just thank you for that. So one last little piece of tidbit of information that I thought I'd go ahead and share with you all today. Many of you all had listened to the key message where I said many of us are going to become keys in the hand of the Lord. And I discussed a key that my office mate had found. It was a brown skeleton key, and I was not able. I had asked for the key, and gave it to back down from that because he actually collects keys. But today at work, I was given a gift from my office mate. I just want to show you what that is. It is the brown key that he found, the skeleton key that he found, that not only did he give it to me, but he painted it gold. Guys, he has no idea about my videos with the key. He has no idea that he has been used as the hand and the voice of the Lord since he has been there in many, many times and in many ways. So I just wanted to show this to you. I wanted to share this with you. I had the verse, the scripture, what we loose on earth will be loosed in heaven, come to mind. Symbolically, I can only tell you that this means something. So guys, those of you with eyes to see and ears to hear, we're going to be going home very soon. I love you all. I thank you for listening to my videos. God bless you. I pray that you have a very Merry Christmas and a wonderful family time with your family and friends over the holidays. Take care, and we'll talk soon. Bye.